Alright, so this one's a test with some new equipment I'm just playing with right now. I want to know why today's youth seems to think that these protests that have turned into riots and looting and everything else, why they think that's so important. The original reason for protesting was because Mr. Floyd was choked out by a cop while he was in custody. That cop was bad. He wasn't going to be charged for murder. We all agreed that he should be, and eventually, I think it was like days later, they finally said, yeah, we're going to charge him for murder. End of protest right there, right? That's what we were protesting for. We wanted him to be murdered. I didn't protest, but that was what the protest was about, was because Mr. Floyd died in the custody of police, and the officer, even though he already had him in handcuffs and whatnot, and had him subdued, choked him out and killed him. So we all agree on that. What happened is BLM came in and they took over that protest with their movement, and then it becomes riots, then it becomes looting, and then it becomes whatever BLM thinks they want to do. BLM is like the strong arm of the Democratic Party. They pull them in, and what had happened on that now it's become a political thing. It has nothing to do with Mr. Floyd, unfortunately. I agree with why Mr. Floyd needed to be taken care of, and I understand it fully. But it's not what it is now. So now we have BLM. BLM is actually a political action committee. It's called a PAC. And what PACs do is they try to bring in the same people to the areas that have already messed the areas up. So they're a high promoter of the Democratic Party. Okay, we're going to take Chicago. We'll take all these other areas, Minnesota, Michigan, Maryland, all these places that are run by Democrats that they say, yeah, we care about black lives. They don't give a shit. What they care about is the vote. They don't care about the people. They never have. They never have. If they cared about the people, then they wouldn't have the issues they have today. But I don't know. I have to say that there's a draw line on this one. To me, the draw line stopped the minute that Chevard or Corvez or whatever his name was, they got arrested, the officer, where he went from, okay, he's on administrative leave to, okay, now he's under arrest, and okay, now he's under arrest for murder. That was the end of the issue. It should never have carried on, and it's gone from city to city. But BLM is taking it from that, and now they're going, okay, well, we want to get rid of statues now. We want to do this. What they're trying to do is erase our frickin' history. Our history ain't great. I'll tell you right now, our history ain't great. We did have slaves, but they weren't always black slaves. We had white slaves. We had Irish slaves. We had Jewish slaves. I mean, if you look into the history of the United States, we had slaves of every variety, color, and flavor that you could ever imagine. But there you go. And BLM says, no, that's not good enough. We want reparations for our people. Well, I'm sorry, but your people were never slaves. And you want it from people like me, a white person, who I've never owned a slave. And I'll be honest with you, I don't have a need for a slave. Everything I need to have done for me, I either hire somebody to do it for me, or I do it myself. I don't need slaves to do my work. I never needed a slave. I've never wanted a slave. And I don't think that a black slave is any different than an Irish slave, or a Jewish slave, or a white slave, or any other slave that's ever been around. All I can say is that I think the whole BLM movement is on a total train wreck, because what's happening with the BLM movement is they're trying to promote the Democratic Party, and what the black people in our country needs to understand is that these people don't stand up for you at all. They don't care about you any more than the Democratic Party cares about you. They don't care about you. What they care about is that they want to try to bring in the same Democrats into your area that you already had, that have already destroyed your area, and make it so nobody can go in and fix your area. That's all they're about. It's it. I mean, I've been in arguments on Facebook today with young people, and I'm like, my God, when I was their age, I was in the frickin' military. You know? When I was that age, I didn't care who was president. I didn't care who my legislators were. I didn't care about any of that stuff. I probably should have, because I was in the frickin' military where they could send me to a war. But I didn't care. I went to a place called New Hollywood in Fort Jackson, South Carolina. This building was brand new. I was the first person there. And I was told that this is how things have to be, and I held a high standard. Everybody that came in after me had they had to be at that same high standard. One of my fucking first things that I did is that welcome them to the New Hollywood, and congratulations, I'm glad you're here. I hope you do well, but here's my deal. $3 out of every one of your paychecks has got to come back to me to pay for the cleaning supplies to make this place better when we leave than what it was when we came. It's as easy as that. We can't leave it worse. The contractors left it in a pretty bad situation. We fixed it. But that doesn't really have anything to do with us either. But the young people today, they want things handed to them. They'll go out and get a job, but they don't want to work. They just want the frickin' paycheck. They'll say, "Oh, it's okay. I'll just get a job at McDonald's." I'm not going to diss McDonald's. McDonald's is a great place to start your feet. Hell, I did 12 years in restaurants myself, and it is. I mean, I worked my way up to manager, and then I finally said, this isn't my life. I want to do something different. So you can do it, but you can't go in there with that attitude, because you'll never move forward. You got to go in with the attitude of, I don't want to just run this. I don't want to just run the grill. I want to run the restaurant. And then you can probably work your way up. You got to have a little bit of education to make it work. We don't give education away for free, and everybody wants to, but it just doesn't work that way. But you can learn by your employer teaching you. That's a different thing than college will ever be. College teaches liberalism, where workers learn by their bosses, learn what we call capitalism. Capitalism's good. Capitalism makes businesses work. I own 3, so I can tell you right now, capitalism works really well. I also work for other people. But here's the thing that really blows me away on all this stuff, is that a lot of people in society will tell you, you can't make money. Now, this is one that blew me away. My dad told me this, and it blew me away. You can't make money mowing lawns. The fuck you can't. I made $1 per minute for every time my lawn equipment was running on a lawn. I paid my guys really, really well. Minimum wage at that time was about $3.27 per hour. I paid everybody $5.65 an hour, and we did wonderful. We were working 24/7 if we could. I mean, there were many days, so we didn't work 24/7, but many days we started out real early in the morning. Sun comes up, everybody comes in, we go out, we start mowing, we mow until sun goes down. We've had days where we were out there mowing and we had to use the lights on the tractor to see where we were supposed to be weed eating. So yeah, you can make money mowing lawns, but you have to have that drive, you have to have that self-centered, you have to have that thing that makes it so that you want to make yourself better by moving forward, learning new things and trying something different. And it doesn't matter what people teach you. I will be honest with you, my dad was an inventor, and I learned one thing from my dad, that was, there's a lot of tools in this world, but none of them were invented to do just one job. But yeah, he could tell me that I couldn't make money doing something else. He made a lot of money, don't get me wrong, but he told me I couldn't make money doing something else. It's not true. It's not true. If you follow your heart and you do what you honestly believe you should be doing, you can make money at it, and you can make a really good living at it, but you got to be true to yourself. Don't be true to a party like the Democratic Party. Don't be, I'm conservative, but I vote Republican because that's the only alternative I've got to being a conservative. Is I can't be a conservative Republican because we don't have conservatives running on tickets. We got Democrats, we got Republicans, and it really sucks that we only got those 2 options. Hell, I'd rather be an independent, to be honest with you. I'll do things my way. I think things through. I know what I'm going to do. I know what my country should be doing. I want to make it so that it can be my country, not their country. But it doesn't work that way. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way. But to all you young people out there, like I say, if you can't find a way of making your life work, join the military. It can't be any worse. I had a ball while I was there. I really, literally did. They couldn't break me because I was there because I wanted to be there. Try it. Worst case scenario, you don't like it, great, get out. It's not all about a lifelong contract. I worked for a company that I never thought was even going to survive the time that I've been there. I thought within my first 10 years they were going to fold. 30 years later, I'm still there. And I love my job. But do what your heart says you got to do. If your heart says you got to be out there protesting the streets and rioting and looting stores and everything else, then all I got to say is beware. I live in the country. You bring that shit to my neighborhood, your days are over, because we don't play that game. We don't call 911. It takes me 30 minutes to drive home. How long is it going to take them to drive out here to answer my call? I don't call them. I don't need to. And I have a lot of neighbors in my area that said the same thing. We don't call 911. Bring it on. Have a good day. That's all I got for you. Goodbye.